Today we're going to be talking about, the power of accountability. Being a person who is willing to admit when they're wrong, or when they do something that might be against, just their true character, their true nature, against their principles and morals. Because everybody makes mistakes. But I feel, just the power of accountability can be a true testament and a difference maker in, relationships. How it is we show up for ourselves. How it is, like I said, in relationships that we have with others. In a workplace, in a creative space, and just in our day-to-day life. I feel like being an accountable person and be willing to admit when you are in the wrong can be a true testament of one's character, and how it is that people will engage with you in the future, and how it is that you see yourself, being willing to hold yourself accountable, whether it be based off a goal that you have set, based off something that you're trying to achieve, day in and day out. If you say you're going to do something, you're going to be accountable and disciplined enough to hold yourself to that standard. But sometimes, like, something that I used to struggle with is, and I still work towards to today, is that just like I said, about setting out a goal, setting out something that you're trying to achieve, and sometimes procrastinating and holding ourselves back and getting in the way, maybe overthinking, being anxious about a thing, or sometimes, like I said, just not taking that leap, not taking that risk that can ultimately forward progress us to become what it is we're trying to achieve. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about, like I said, the power of accountability. How accountability can really change your life. It can really change the perspective that you have on your life, to really give yourself that power to understand that the things that you go through in life, or things that you have done in your life, or decisions that you have made, they do not define who you are as a person. To release that victim mentality, and grow through whatever you go through, to turn your wounds into wisdom and your pain into purpose, and give yourself the opportunity to heal and reflect on what it is that you did, or what it is that you've been through, and how it is you can harness that power and the decisions of being accountable, and how you can move forward, how you can reflect on it and use it as a stepping stone to become ultimately your best self. Not really being caught up in the overthinking of guilt and shame, and to understand that, okay, this is something that you did. You're willing to be accountable that yes, it happened, but at the same time, you're going to now learn from that lesson, and figure out how it is you can do differently what it is you once did. So therefore, you don't repeat the same thing over and over again, but you really learn from the mistake that you made. So therefore, you can just be a better person for yourself, be a better person in how it is you show up for others, how it is you show up in the world, in your day-to-day life, and to just be a person of integrity, a person that is trying their best and doing their best each and every day to become their best, and to not put too much pressure on yourself, like you have to have it all figured out, because it's life is supposed to be growing. It's supposed to be, there's supposed to be trials and tribulations that sharpen you and help you become a better person, a better just trustworthy individual, so therefore you can reciprocate that in people that you come across. And I feel through in my life, being accountable for mistakes that mistakes that I've made, has allowed me to really regain the power and understand that, you know, these things that I've been through, these things that I've done, or these things that were done to me do not define me as a person. But it's on me to be accountable and disciplined enough to now switch my perspective and allow myself to now, grow through this and to become a better version and to become a better person, through, the consistent effort of, just trying to, figure out the cause. Because I feel like when there's a cause, there's an effect. And if you see the effect, sometimes we have to retrace back to figure out what the cause was. And oftentimes, it could be, the way somebody made you feel could be a trigger. It could be, just trauma that you might have had, in earlier stages of your life, or, in the past, and things that, maybe cloud our vision, and hold us back from the goodness of things that are in front of us. So like I said, I feel, before you can really be honest with another person, or, just be honest in the world in general, you have to first be honest with yourself. You have to really first, accept reality for what it is, and to not, push off, what it is that happened or taken place, to really embrace it and acknowledge it, and to figure out how it is that you can take this moment, this chapter in your life, and how it is you can turn it into something that will help you grow and develop, as you move forward in your life. So like I said, the power of accountability, really being, self-accountable and willing to hold yourself to the standard of, what it is you're trying to become. Because I feel in order to, become our best self, to grow into the person that we would like to become, we first have to go through a process of, shedding away our old ways of thinking, our habits, our old cycles, the old ways of doing things that we used to, be comfortable doing, but really put ourselves in uncomfortable situations that allow us to now, see ourselves in a new light, to really figure out and test ourselves to see what we're made of, and to figure out, like I said, what the root cause of things that we're dealing with or things that we go through, why it is they're taking place, why it is that we feel the way we do, why it is that, you made that decision in the first place. And I'm not here to judge and say what decision is right or wrong, but I feel if you understand why it is you made certain decisions, they can help you now move forward and to either make these same decisions because they're good for you, or to do things differently because the decisions that you made are bad for you. So, like I said, being accountable to the responsibility of, it's on you to get you where you want to be in life. To really, see yourself when you look in the mirror as a person that, is not in your own way. To really get out of your head and stop the victim mentality. Because these are things that I had once struggled with, and, kind of like, oh, well, this person did this to me, or, this happened to me, or, just all the things that we try to focus on the negatives for, when in reality, they're things that are actually helping for us, to help us, grow and be a better person. But ultimately, I know there are certain situations where, things that were done to people, they're unfortunate, and there are serious things that, can be taking place. And I don't want to overlook that or suppress those things, because they're important and they're things that, deserve to be acknowledged for what they are, and not, lessen in value. But at the same time, there are plenty of people that have been through those harsh things and have turned them into, positive things, positive outcomes. They've transformed their life. They've, influenced others. They've inspired others to show them that they're not alone, that they're not the only person that has been through this thing, and they're not going to be the last person. And, how it is that can I, or this person, help these people work through it and get to the same perspective that they have, or, maybe even a different perspective. And because not everything's going to work, not everything is going to work for everybody. So I feel, if we just give everybody the chance to, acknowledge and to realize and just gain clarity on their situation, it allows a opportunity for, growth and healing. Because I feel that's the end goal, is to heal what we've been through so we can be open to receive what's in front of us, the goodness of life, and to grow through what we've been through. So therefore we can, look back at ourselves and say, oh, I used to be there, but thank God I'm not there anymore. I may not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. To really be proud of oneself and to be confident in oneself and the abilities that you do have to, progress your life forward, without any pressures of external noise or external people that are trying to either rush your process or make you feel bad about the process that you are now taking. So like I said, to come full circle, the power of accountability, to really take control over your life and to have an understanding that you have the power to, recreate your life, in a truthful manner. Not saying you can just, forget things that happened and say that never happened, but to really acknowledge the truth, to embrace it, and use it as a catalyst and an opportunity to now move forward into, the best version of yourself. Because I'm not saying, accountability is, just act as if things are a fantasy, or you can just overlook certain things that have happened, but to really acknowledge them and just work through them. That's ultimately what this message was about, and to really shed light on how impactful accountability can be in releasing the victim mentality, and to just show oneself that they do have the power to work through what they've been through, and to not feel shameful about what it is that take place, but ultimately embrace it and use it as an opportunity to grow and progress forward. So that's what this message was about. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one, and be blessed.